Hello everyone. As you can see on my screen, this is the application which actually helps us to generate a synthetic data. So the very first question which will be coming in your mind, for what purpose I tried to just build this application? I tried to build this application because I want to make my large language model abuse detection engine more intelligent. If you haven't watched my video where I just explained this application, what it does is actually try to just verify the prompt which we are going to send to the large language model to understand whether it is having any malicious intention to just get the negative output from the large language model, right? So you can watch that video where you can understand how this engine works. But currently this is a rule-based engine and this is the high-level workflow. But here, if you just see in this workflow, I am just trying to add another layer of intelligence by either having a trained machine learning model or the large language model, meaning I want to fine tune a large language model so that either a trained machine learning model or the fine tuned large language model, I can put it here top of the rule based engine so that this LLM abuse detection engine become a more intelligent and more safe and provide a more safeguarding against the malicious use of a large language model within any infrastructure, right? So let's get into the demo part, what this application does and why and how to use it, right? So the very first thing is, as I mentioned, I want to add the intelligence by having a trained machine learning model or fine-tuning a large language model. What does it mean? It means we need our data through which we can either train the machine learning model or fine-tune the large language model. So getting a data set is something where I was struggling a lot, right? So this is a very simple UI-based application. What you have to do, I have just created this with a basic setting and the advanced setting. In basic setting, you can say how many examples you want and what should be the ratio of the abused prompt or the safe prompt, right? So here you can see if you have a 0.4, you can, meaning it's 40% data is going to be a safe prompt, 60% will be having an abuse related information. Same thing, this is the advanced setting through which you want to just mystify your prompt so that a large language model cannot predict the malicious intention you have behind the prompt. And that is where these two things becomes very, very important, perturbations and the paraphrasing, right? Perturbation is you are just trying to, change your prompt in a way so that you can easily fool the large language model to just fulfill the negative intention you have. Paraphrasing is again, you want to rephrase by augmenting your prompt so that you can just take the large language model a negative advantage, right? So, and here, how many numbers you want? You want 250. So you can just click on this generate button and it is going to generate the data for you. And this is the generated data, right? Here you can see the download generated data. You can download as well, which is the size of 97.3. The next thing is, if you see here, the next tab which we have a data validation, what we can do, we can use this CSV data and we can validate. And I'm going to explain what kind of validation it's actually provided to us, right? So if I just come here, this is the file which is created recently. I can quickly validate that and I can just create the chart as well. So this is how the data looks like. I can hide that and I can just try to validate, right? So what kind of validation we are getting? We are getting a final verdict where it says the overall quality based on the check and balance in the validation I have put together behind the application. So the data quality is excellent. Structural balance, so basically it is properly balanced between the different categories. Binary learnability and the multi-class, what does it mean? It means that it is just giving us a F1 score, which is really important to just understand, how effective your data is. Binary learnability means I have just put it a logistic regression just to find out, whether the prompt or the data we have, which is abusive or safe. The multi-class is, it is having some other categories data as well, where the multi-class is actually being training the model in a correct way, and we are getting this 90% of F1 score, which is really a good score to start with. The next thing is, it's a data quality. So this is just further inside detail of the final verdict. So these are the other data quality and the distribution. You can see how many abuse example we have, save examples, the average length, of the prompt, unique ratio. It means that every record is a unique. Linguistic diversity, we can say 96.5. It means that the linguistic diversity means that every prompt is completely different, even if it is the same word, but the meaning is completely different. Binary model performance. So here we have a two simulated model performance where we have used a logistic regression for just categorizing the abuse and the safe, and then the multi-class, as I mentioned, it is having a lot of other categories as well. So these are the two models which we are using to train based on the newly data generated and see the performance of those models, which actually gives what would happen in a real time when we are going to use this data, which is really important. And at the end, we can see the recommendation, like what kind of improvement we can further do on that. So it says that overall data set matrix looks good. General enhancement idea, use paraphrasing, adversarial perturbation, which we can use. So there is a logic which I have put it here where we can just add some more intelligence behind the perturbations and the paraphrasing. Right. So this is how you can not only generate the data, whatever you want, but you can just validate the data based on all these important categories, which you have to, if you are going to do it manually, you are going to spend hours and days. And I was just watching what are other platforms which are providing these kind of synthetic data generation. You can see we have this Beetle AI, then we have mostly AI. So all of these seems to be just giving this kind of, support to generate the data, but those are having involved, some kind of learning curve, and this is the open source tool, but this is what I'm currently planning to make it open source. So if you really like this idea and if you need a hold on a code, you can directly reach out to me. I will just giving you the access to the GitLab repo where I just put in this data here. Right? So that's pretty much it from my side for this particular video. If you have any feedback or suggestion, or if you really want to contribute to this, you can directly reach out to me through the LinkedIn, or you can just put the comment, you can just put the suggestion and a feedback into the comment section, and I would incorporate that. Right? So that's it from my side for this particular video, and I would really like to thank all of you. And one more thing, if you really like this video, give a thumbs up. And if you want to just work with me on some more ideas, because I have a lot of ideas on which I'm currently working upon, and it's really hard for me to just work on those ideas all alone. So if anyone is interested in learning the new things and building a new product with these new ideas, feel free to reach out to me. As always, thanks for watching this. And if you haven't subscribed for my channel, please subscribe for my channel as well. And stay healthy and keep learning new things.